How to create a circle of support as you age. Have you ever looked around your living room and realized it's too quiet? Not the peaceful kind of quiet. The other kind. The kind that feels a little too still. A little too empty. Maybe you've lost some people along the way. Maybe your kids moved out and now only visit on holidays. Maybe you've got neighbors, but they don't wave like they used to. That kind of quiet can make even a sunny afternoon feel like a shadow is hanging in the air. And you're not alone in feeling that way. As we grow older, life has a way of thinning the crowd around us. Retirement changes our routines. Friends move, loved ones pass, and suddenly it feels like the world has grown bigger, but our circle has gotten smaller. And yet, that's exactly why now is the time to build something new. Not just friendships, but a true circle of support, one that holds you up, makes you laugh, reminds you that you're still needed, still loved, still part of something. So many people think that after 60, the best relationships are behind them. But I'm here to tell you, that's just not true. Some of the most meaningful connections of your life can still be ahead. The kind that don't come from childhood or work, but from shared values, shared care, shared presence. Let's talk about how to start creating that circle. Not overnight. Not with pressure. But slowly, gently, with intention. First, we have to let go of the belief that asking for help is a weakness. It's not. It's wisdom. You've spent your whole life being strong for others, raising kids, managing responsibilities, working hard, holding it together. But strength also means knowing when it's okay to lean. And believe me, there are people out there who want to be leaned on. You might not see them yet, but they exist. Neighbors, old friends, church members, even younger folks who are just waiting for a sign that someone like you wants connection too. It can begin with something as simple as a wave. A how's your day? A phone call you've been meaning to make for months. We often underestimate how deeply a small gesture can plant the seed for something bigger. You're not just reaching out, you're sending a signal to the world. I still care. I'm still open. I'm still here. The second step is just as important, welcoming others in. You know that feeling when someone actually listens to you? Not just hears your words, but truly listens? That's what people crave. And you have that gift. With your years of experience, your perspective, your empathy, you have the power to be a source of comfort for others too. It's not just about finding people to lean on, it's about being someone others can lean on as well. And when that balance happens, when we're giving and receiving, that's when a real circle begins to take shape. It could start with inviting a neighbor for tea. Joining a local group, even if it's just once a month. Reaching out to someone from your past and saying, "Hey, I've been thinking about you lately." You don't need dozens of people. A circle of support isn't measured by numbers, it's measured by how safe, seen, and supported you feel. And maybe, just maybe, you're thinking, "But I've tried." And people drift away. Or they don't understand me. Or I feel like I don't belong anymore. That feeling, it's real. It's painful. But it doesn't have to define the rest of your story. Because here's the truth, every stage of life gives us a new chance to rebuild. To choose who we surround ourselves with. To set boundaries with those who drain us and open doors to those who lift us. And yes, it takes effort. Yes, it takes vulnerability. But what you receive in return, a sense of belonging, of laughter again, of purpose, is worth every bit. There's something beautiful about this chapter of life. You have more freedom. More clarity. You've seen enough to know what matters and what doesn't. Now's the time to invest in what does. Let's pause here a moment and really think about this. What would it feel like to have 2 or 3 people you could call anytime? Someone who'd come over just to share a slice of cake and some stories. Someone who remembers your birthday without needing Facebook to remind them. Someone who checks in, not out of duty, but because they genuinely care. That's not a fantasy. That's possible. But like any good garden, it needs tending. You can start that today. Right now, even. Look through your phone. Is there someone you've lost touch with that you miss? Someone who made you laugh? Someone who was kind to you, even if only in passing? Maybe it's time to reach out, not with expectations, just with kindness. A small message. A note. A thinking of you. That's how circles begin. Quietly. Softly. With courage. And while we're on the topic of courage, let me say this, you have more of it than you think. Every day you get up and face this changing world with grace, that's courage. Every time you push past loneliness to make the day meaningful, that's courage. Don't underestimate yourself. Now let's keep building from here. You've planted the seeds. You've opened the door. Let's explore how to keep that door open, how to welcome new faces, deepen existing bonds, and create a circle that not only holds you, but fills you with joy, comfort, and strength. Sometimes the hardest part isn't saying hello. It's keeping the connection alive after that. We've all had moments where we reached out, had a nice chat, and then, silence. Days turn into weeks, and before long, the connection fades like morning mist. That's why the next step in building your circle of support is this: consistency. You don't have to talk every day, but a little rhythm in your relationships helps them breathe and grow. Think of it like watering a plant. You wouldn't pour a gallon one day and then forget it for months. Just a little now and then, a check-in call, a shared walk, a meal together, can keep things blooming. Even something as simple as a recurring Sunday afternoon phone call can become a cherished ritual. It's not the grand gestures that build strong support systems. It's the quiet reliability. And it's okay to take the lead sometimes. In fact, many people your age are waiting for someone else to reach out first. They might be feeling just as unsure, just as lonely, just as hesitant. What if you were the one who made it easier for both of you? It's not about doing all the work. It's about showing that you care enough to reach out again. You'd be surprised how much that means to people. Now, let's talk about something that can be tough but necessary: choosing who belongs in your circle. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life, especially if they drain your energy, dismiss your feelings, or make you feel small. You've come too far, lived too much, and learned too many lessons to keep people around who don't respect you. Creating a support system doesn't mean letting everyone in, it means curating a space where you feel safe, respected, and uplifted. It's okay to create a little distance from people who only show up when they need something, or who never really listen. It doesn't make you cruel. It makes you wise. You're not shutting people out. You're making room for those who show up with open hearts and gentle spirits. And yes, it's still possible to find those people. They might not look like your old friends. They might be younger, or from different backgrounds. Maybe they're a neighbor who offers to help with groceries. Maybe they're the librarian who remembers your favorite author. Maybe it's someone you see every week at the farmer's market. These aren't random encounters. They're little nudges from life saying, hey, there's still good people around. Pay attention. A strong circle doesn't always form in big, loud places. Sometimes it begins in quiet spaces. Like the way someone looks you in the eye when they ask how you are, and truly waits for the answer. Or the way a new friend remembers something small you said last week and brings it up again with care. These are the signs that someone might belong in your circle. Of course, not everyone you meet will become part of your support system. And that's okay. Think of it like tending a garden. Some seeds grow, some don't. But each attempt matters. Each connection teaches you something. Some people are passing sunlight, and others are the roots that will stay with you through every season. It's not a failure when it doesn't last. It's part of the process. Here's something else that's important: don't forget about joy. So often, when we talk about support, we focus on needs. On hard times. On who will be there when things go wrong. But support isn't just about surviving. It's also about thriving. About who makes you laugh until your cheeks hurt. Who you can dance with in the kitchen. Who shares stories that make you feel alive again. These are the people who remind you that aging isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of living more intentionally, more freely, more joyfully. So ask yourself, who lights me up? Who do I feel better around, even if we just talk about the weather or sit in silence? Who do I lose track of time with? Those are your people. Nurture those relationships. Invite more of that energy into your life. And don't forget, you can be that kind of person for someone else too. You can be the one who makes someone feel seen. The one who remembers the little things. The one who shows up, not because it's expected, but because it's kind. Sometimes just listening without judgment is the greatest gift you can give. And when you do that, you're not just building a circle of support, you're becoming the support someone else has been hoping for. It's easy to think our best years of connection are behind us. But I promise, they don't have to be. As long as your heart is open, as long as you're willing to share your time, your stories, and your smile, there will always be people ready to meet you halfway. So take that walk with the neighbor who always says hello. Call that cousin you used to be close to. Join the group you've been curious about, even if it feels a little outside your comfort zone. Every act of connection is a thread. And when enough of them come together, you've woven something beautiful. A net that catches you on hard days. A circle that holds you gently but firmly. A space that reminds you, you are not alone. Let's keep going. There's still more we can do, more ways to deepen the support you have and ensure it lasts. You've already taken big steps just by being here. Let's explore the final pieces that can turn a simple friendship into something truly sustaining. There's something special about realizing you still have the power to shape your life. That it's never too late to choose who walks beside you. We've talked about reaching out, about keeping those connections alive, and about knowing who truly belongs in your circle. Now, let's talk about how to let those relationships deepen. Because having people around is one thing, feeling truly supported by them is something else entirely. Support is more than a favor now and then. It's emotional safety. It's knowing someone won't judge you when you speak your truth. It's having someone who understands the silence when you can't find the words. Who doesn't try to fix you, just sits with you. That kind of depth doesn't happen by accident. It takes time. But more importantly, it takes honesty. Let people in. Not just into your home, but into your world. Share your stories. Talk about the things that matter to you. The moments you're proud of. The ones you regret. The dreams you still carry. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's an invitation. When you're brave enough to show your true self, you give others permission to do the same. And that's when real closeness happens. You don't need to pretend to be stronger than you feel. You don't have to be cheerful all the time. You're allowed to have bad days. To ask for a hug. To say, I'm tired, or I'm scared, or I just need someone to talk to. And the beautiful thing is, when you say those things to the right people, they don't walk away. They move closer. This is also a good time to think about who's in your support circle now, and what roles they play. Maybe one friend is great at making you laugh. Another always checks in when you're under the weather. Someone else brings you meals when you're sick, or remembers your favorite kind of tea. These small roles matter more than we give them credit for. A true support system doesn't require someone to be everything for you, it just needs the right people doing what they do best. And while we're being honest, we should talk about loss too. Because part of aging is learning to say goodbye, sometimes unexpectedly, sometimes slowly. Friends move. Loved ones pass. Even the strongest connections can fade with time. And it hurts. It always does. But losing one person doesn't mean you've lost everything. It doesn't mean you stop trying. You don't dishonor what was by moving forward. You honor it by carrying the lessons with you and allowing new chapters to begin. Grief is the price of love, but so is gratitude. When you look back and smile at the people who once held your hand, you keep their spirit alive. And when you open your heart again, even after it's been bruised, you prove that love never runs out. It just changes form. So don't let fear of loss stop you from letting people in. Because what you gain, the laughter, the meaning, the feeling of not walking alone, makes every risk worth it. And don't forget to include yourself in that circle of support. You matter. Your needs matter. Your voice matters. If something hurts, say it. If you need rest, take it. If you need help, ask for it. You are not a burden. You are not invisible. You are not past your prime. You are here. You are valuable. And you are loved more than you know. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply show up. For yourself. For others. For the life that's still unfolding in front of you. So here's my invitation to you. Take one small step today. Just one. Call someone. Send a letter. Join a community group. Sit next to someone new at your local gathering. Compliment a stranger. Smile at the person stocking the grocery shelves. Every time you reach out, you're building something bigger than a friendship. You're building a net that holds you in hard times and lifts you in joyful ones. Because support isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about standing together, holding space for one another, and reminding each other that none of us were meant to do this alone. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to feel connected again, let me tell you, it's not. If you've doubted whether you still have something to offer, let me remind you, you do. Your stories, your care, your laughter, your kindness, it's all needed. Right now. More than ever. So go ahead. Start building. One hello at a time. One shared moment. One gentle word. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from strength. And before you go, I want to say this, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for choosing hope. Thank you for believing that life can still surprise you in beautiful ways. If this video touched something in you, leave a comment. Share your story. You never know who might be reading it and feeling just a little less alone. And if you want more conversations like this, filled with warmth, wisdom, and reminders that you matter, go ahead and subscribe. We're building something here. A community. A circle. And you're already a part of it. Here's to living with heart, with courage, and with connection. Because no matter your age, you still have a whole lot of love to give, and a whole lot of life to receive.